What's good? What's good? It's your boy Sima, your boy Delux, and we got a special guest in the building. Tell the people your name.
First and foremost, appreciate y'all for having me on today. Shout out Delux and shout out Sima, man. You go by Canam Kevin on YouTube, TikTok. Soon to be licensed lawyer in both Alberta and Ontario. Just wanted to come on here today, share my experience, shoot the shot, man, with the boys, with the guys. Try not to say anything too crazy, but just have fun and mainly just be an inspiration for young kids in the community coming up. I was born and raised to a certain degree raised here in the Jane Finch area as well, and I'm not some special guy, and I kind of want to be an inspiration. And whatever questions y'all have, y'all could hit the links in the bio, and I'm happy to help on a mentorship basis.
Yes.
Shout out Kevin.
Let's clap it up for him. And this is Maybe It Gets Better podcast. I mean, that was a long-winded introduction, but we appreciate it nonetheless. Yeah. Let's get into the meat and potatoes. Since you kind of already gave us like a whole rundown about your life, like what even made you decide to be a lawyer first and foremost?
Great question, bro. Like, honestly and truly, I'll keep it G. Like, I'll keep it real. I'm South Asian, I'm brown, right? So like you have like three choices in life, period. Doctor, lawyer, engineer. And Delux probably knows what it is too. Like I just chose the one that I was best at. Like doctor, I struck out right away. Science, math really wasn't my thing. And then like engineer, for sure wasn't, because there's like double the math. And then like lawyer was like, I've always been kind of more inclined towards like reading, writing. I was very articulate with the way that I spoke and like the way that you break certain things down and understood like language for what it was. Yeah. That's kind of a skill that I had. And I was like, okay, there's something here. And then like you kind of go down that path, right? Like the education system leads you from like high school all the way down. So like I started taking English, academic English in high school. And then like in uni, I studied criminology, which is where I met my guy right here. And that's kind of where it went from there. So I started off with, your parents kind of decide for you, but I'm happy that they did to some degree because they definitely saw like the potential when you don't, right? What are you doing now at like 15, 16, 17? You don't really know much, and thank God I did, and that's kind of where I ended up, bro.
Even like how we met was really interesting because shout out to Nika. She was one of my best mentors, and she was also the vice president of the Criminology Society when I was first coming in my first year, 2019. And then from there, I think after my 1 year, because I met you when I was in second year, right?
Yeah, you were just a year above me.
Yeah, so I think I was roughly around 18 or 18-ish around that time. And then that's when I met Kevin. And honestly, Kevin was just a cool guy. He knew what he was doing. He wanted to get into it. How when you go to university, some people take the club thing seriously. I didn't really take it seriously. We kind of just had a good deal where we got the crim office, ready to chill. It's kind of like you're new to the environment, so it's kind of like having like extra people that are in upper years that teach you. And criminology was like no small program at the end of the day. It was a serious program. Like you need to have like a B+ average, even a B+ average to move on to some other courses as well. So if you got it through criminology and stuff like that, like it was a serious thing, especially if you want to get into law and everything.
So I have a question for both of you guys, since you guys both took that together. What's your biggest takeaway from doing criminology?
I'll let you answer that first, bro.
Man, I appreciate that. Biggest takeaway, I think it was learning how systems work, but also how people operate in those systems. I think criminology really gives you a widespread of like even theories, even the criminal justice system, even if you want to specialize in like youth crime and all these other things, like, it really gives you an overarching theme. So that's why a lot of people either go into like policing, or like you could go into law, or you could go into forensic. It was very broad enough to even if you want to work in like the criminal justice system and the parole board, all this and that, like you could do that with criminology. Criminology really gives you an overview of everything. But it really gave me a more systems thing, because honestly, when I got into community, it wasn't planned at all. I never had an interest to get into like community work. It was just one of those things that happened after COVID, and I tried something that was different. Like everyone knows, I had my experience with the justice system when I was younger, and honestly, learning about it and going through it is two different worlds. So I was able to kind of work within it and create my own system and work with different agencies. So for me, it was like a whole systems operation thing.
That's great, man. I mean, for me, like, it was, I'd say it's a similar answer. What I took away from it mainly was kind of that because I went into criminology with the idea of like going to law school, and then I was like, wait, there's like a whole world that's beyond just like criminal law, right? So then, to be honest, I fell into criminology by total accident. I just knew like straight out of high school, you got to start picking your major. I was like, all right, criminology's sick. Like I'm just gonna do crim defense, and then I found out I didn't even really want to do it. So the main takeaway is that I would take, you know, in like a legal professional capacity, is that there's more to law than just criminal law. That's one thing I would definitely say.
Okay. So I find it so funny that like just in life you go through, you think that you know what you want, and then it's just like it takes you to a whole different route, or sometimes even a similar route, but like, you know, route that you would never anticipated long term. Like I went to school for electrical engineering. I ended up finishing college in like for architecture, you know what I mean?
That's
so it's just
crazy,
like it's kind of the similar things in type of in terms of like the construction industry, but it's two different things when you in terms of career paths and like just the context of stuff that you're doing, right? But yeah, I got another question for both of you guys, or maybe even Kevin. So what's something that people completely misunderstand about being a lawyer? I mean, you're not like a lawyer just yet, but just in that aspect, in that field.
Yeah, I mean, that's a really great question, actually, because there's, oh man, how do I even answer this? There's so many things I could say, but definitely the glitz and the glamour that comes with that lifestyle, it definitely comes like super later on in life. Like even like I was joking around with you guys just before we started even filming. It's like I might even, you know, I might have just made it, but I just made it, right? So it's like, you know, you're still financially it's not there yet, for sure. You know, I wasn't the type of guy that I had connections. Like I'm the first lawyer in my family, or soon to be lawyer family in my family, period. Like on both ends, mom and dad. Like I had zero connections, right? Some guys that I went to law school with, like, bro, they were like, before they even got into law school, it was like, oh, I'm working with my brother this summer. But I had to claw for my thing. Like I had to like network like crazy, coffee chats, everything just to get to where I got to. So the glitz and the glamour, for sure. I mean, that will come eventually, no matter where you come from, whatever you do. But that's like one misconception for sure that I'd say, like, that doesn't come, especially for me, right away. Like I'm just trying to claw my way up to the top right now, but you know, it's a slow burn for sure.
What's one thing that you took away from that process, like about yourself? Because it sounds like a very individualistic, a very interpersonal kind of connection to that. Like, what's one thing that you learned about the hustle?
The answer's right there, bro. It was hustle, period. Like I knew, like, I walk around with a chip on my shoulder now, because it's like, even though I'm in like a lawyer capacity, there's a lot of privileges that come with that lifestyle. I totally understand, but bro, I built that like ground up. Like nobody taught me anything. I figured out like uni all by myself. First guy to do it. LSAT, like I was like taking courses just to do it. Like I didn't even have the money. Like somehow I scratched it together. So like every single stage, there was always some type of obstacle to some degree or another. So like I'm a hustler. Like first and foremost, like even though like, you know, there's professional and I handle myself that way, but and I carry that even in the work that I do. Like if my clients are wronged in one way, bro, I take that personally. You know that Jordan meme's like, I took that personally, bro. I genuinely do, bro. Whether it's criminal or like PI or like this poor lady, like if she would have like a back injury and like the insurance company's like delaying or dragging their feet, it's like I'm on their ass about it. Like I pick up the damn phone, you know, you got to make that happen. And you know, I have a chip on my shoulder. That's one thing I definitely took away from that whole process, and it built who I am and who you are. And you know, that's what I could say about that, man. And I'm happy that I have that experience.
So there was a question that we used to ask when we first started the podcast, and I wanted to ask you it real quick. Would you rather get it out the mud or get a silver spoon?
Yo, you asked me at a wrong time in life, because I'm gonna say silver spoon, bro. But
no, nothing wrong with that.
No, and there's nothing wrong for the people that, like, you know, our viewers and stuff that would say silver spoon. But the reason why I asked is because you mentioned being a hustler and getting, like, you know, just like going through what you're going through. And sometimes I feel like even me personally, you learn so much, and like nobody can take away those experiences from you, right? So it's like, that's why I think it's such a valid question to ask people, especially a person in your situation.
Yeah, I mean, with that context, I'll re-understand the question and answer. It's like, definitely there's positives that come from getting it out the mud, because that's the situation that I was forced to get it out the mud, right? So it made me who I am. So I'd probably, for sure, like Silver Spoon is one thing, and all my buddies that do have this, nothing wrong with them, God bless. I'm happy that they did get it easier, right? Because, it is what it is when you network and whatever, but it's a hard question to answer, bro. I think it made me who I am. That's one thing. That's great. But why not get something easier if you could? Is my thing. So
and back to me even seeing the experience is because it's like, there's certain things and perspectives that you get from being in situations where your back's against the wall. You gotta network. You gotta talk to people that people that get the Silver Spoon don't have.
They don't, bro.
Right? Like the interpersonal skills, talking to people, being outside, actually dealing with the. I always call it touching land and feeling the people. You know what I mean? Because you're actually talking to people in these local communities, or I guess the example that you gave was the old lady, right? Like some of these lawyers probably don't even have to deal with like ladies, like old ladies direct, or they don't have experience talking to certain people, right? So it's like now that you have that skills, that experience, you can be put in a situation that a person that has the Silver Spoon doesn't know how to handle, right?
You're so right, Sima. No, honestly, that's so true. Like, I don't know what else to say.
I think it really goes down to the foundation of it. If your foundation was built easy, then anything could really like bring you down. Like you're so used to getting your way, right? So when you get it out the mud, and I like the getting out the mud, but I understand the Silver Spoon concept, because at the end of the day, like, you don't want to like hustle all your life. Like it gets exhausting. It kind of gets into like a burnout thing. It's like, bro, and it doesn't feel like you're ever enough. Like versus with the Silver Spoon, it's kind of like, it's great. Like a regular Tuesday, I could go about my day, but hustle is like you get to a point where it's never enough. Like, even if you're to the most peaceful, like, and I feel that with myself, because a lot of the stuff that I built was kind of like from that. Like no one really gave me anything, no one really handed me anything. I really showed people I could make something small and turn it into something great.
Exactly. And then you get a sense of pride from it too.
Absolutely.
And that's why it's never enough, because you're like, I could do this again. Like, and then I'm like, let me kind of self-destroy myself a little bit.
You ever see that?
It's crazy.
That snowfall meme, I built this brick by brick.
I get the way you said that, and then I get why when someone tries to mess with that idea, it's like, bro, you don't even know.
You don't know the first thing, bro. And like, it's like, it seems like all of us here, like we have some type of chip on our shoulder, because from ground up, whatever that we do, right? Whether it's media or law or whatever, it's like we built something from the ground up. You guys were just saying we used to film this pod like on iPhones, bro. And then now you're like going on Facebook Marketplace to get sick deals. Facts. It's like upgrade camera. Look at the lighting here. Like, it's not a joke thing.
You can't put out the sauce.
No, honestly, I mean, and I say that to say, like, in all seriousness, is that like that does come with who we are and the type of people we are. It's like you said, it's almost like it's not enough, because you kind of like self-sabotage in a way just to feel like
I'll get it back again.
I'll tear it down, I'll do it again. That's me. Like, it's crazy. Maybe it's a little toxic thing to have.
It's a bit reckless sometimes too, because I even recognize that. You gotta calm
a little bit, right? You gotta understand, be self-aware a little bit. But for sure, there's that idea of having that self-confidence about yourself.
I want to put a disclaimer, like, for the viewers, like, there's nothing wrong with getting, like, having a Silver Spoon, and there's nothing wrong with getting things on your own. I think it all really depends on the person that you are, because you learn different things from being in both situations, right? And nobody wants to be breaking their back to accomplish certain things that they can just get us,
sure,
get it added to them. So
I have a question. So, like, what was a defining moment for you that kind of made you realize like who you were?
Oh man, we're getting personal, man. Like, cause I could say some, like, cause everybody goes through some tough times, and without getting into too much detail, I can definitely share that there were some times where it got real dark in terms of like I didn't know like if I was gonna pursue this like long term, like even within law school, right? It's just like, it's way harder when you get in. It's one thing to get in and then you're there and you're like, like, am I even cut out for this stuff and whatever? And one way or another, like you find out like who you are in some capacity, right? It's like whether you don't do so hot on an exam or a midterm, and then like the next one, like you redeem yourself, right? And then even like when I was articling, when I was even doing some work out in Calgary, even in Toronto, like it was really, what's the word? Let me put the mic here. It was more so like a rewarding feeling when like, for example, like that one client, like when I pick up the phone and made sure like the file was moving so that she could feel better. And like she's thank you so much, thank you so much. Not even at work, but like people that you know, like I'm in a capacity now where like I'm beyond the articling stage where like guys are hitting me up and they're like, yo, could you help me find a work or find a role? And like I'm going out of my way because I see myself in that person. Like that's what like kind of made me be like, yo, like I'm somebody now, right? It's like 10 years of hustle and like I'm finally starting to see that.
The fruits of your labor.
Yes, sir. That's exactly it. And then I'm like, okay, you know, maybe it gets better. Right? So I'm like, okay, so maybe it gets better. And, you know, it's a long, slow burn. It's like a long hustle, especially for somebody like me, you know, coming from a community like such as Jane and Finch. And even though I moved out early, right, you know, I was never like had all these privileges that a lot of people had. And, you know, that's what I could say about that. You know, it's that rewarding feeling of, you were in such a tough position. You were like in uncharted territory, to be honest. Like, it's hard to get into here, let alone survive, let alone make it out, let alone be licensed. So to come through all of that and be like, if I see somebody that needs help, yo, let me pick you up. I got you. Because nobody was there for me. You know what I'm saying? So for sure, trust me. Yeah.
So being like the first lawyer in your family, how was that experience? And just like, or first almost lawyer, I want to be
yeah,
correct.
For sure. No, I appreciate that.
How was that experience? Like, just like how does dealing with your family, your parents?
Oh yeah, I mean, it's good, man. It's good. You know, definitely they hit you up for like legal advice on like something that you don't even practice, which is funny as hell. But, like,
It's usually how it goes.
But you know, like in some capacity or another, like it definitely helps because there's soft skills that you learn, like whether you're, I don't know, like a real estate lawyer that you could apply to like a criminal situation, right? So like things like drafting, things like legal jargon that like that if you were to, you know, help write a text or an email, obviously, you know, not like that, but like, you know, kind of help them understand the situation better, and like public information that's available, be like, if you read this, these are your rights. You know what I'm saying? Not in like a representative, like official retained capacity, obviously, but to have that power and to have that knowledge, bro, it's priceless, bro. It's like, especially like, you know, my parents are like come from an immigrant background too. It's like they would be scared to deal with a system like this, right? And like, for example, like if I ever get pulled over by a police officer, like it's a joke thing. I'm like, yo, what? Like, what do you want, bro? Like, not to say that I disrespect them or anything, of course.
But you know your rights, you know how you can go about it.
And you know, for example, if my mom were to be pulled over or something, she'd be like shivering, you know? Like, but for me, like even like in law school one time, I was out in Windsor. I got pulled over, and then the cop pulled me over and he was giving me a hard time because I was residing in Windsor, but like my permanent address was like in Vaughan, right? Because that's what it says on my license. And he goes, he just starts giving me a hard time right away. He just looks at my license and he's like, Vaughan, what are you doing out in Windsor? I was like, oh, I actually go to law school, like right around the corner. Yo, his whole demeanor changed, bro. And then I start pulling out some like legal jargon. He's like, okay, I'll be right back, bro. He just fucking gave me the ticket and that was that. Oh, you know, but if it was somebody else, they're gonna break your balls, right? They're gonna do something. And I'm like, that power that comes with it is definitely something that comes with the territory. That's a perk that comes with it. And you know, and the fact that, going back to your question, Sima, is that in like a family capacity, that people are able to kind of rely on you and be like, yo, like, what do I do now? Well, like, that's rewarding in itself. So yeah.
Does it ever get overbearing? Like, cause you know how like just immigrant parents are, they have the best intentions when they ask you things, but sometimes they don't go about it, or it doesn't translate well, especially us being like first gen or second gen Canadian citizens.
For sure. Yeah, I mean, sorry, but you rephrase that question.
So maybe rephrase it. So you know, just being like having to deal with immigrant parents and like, you know, you being in the career that you're in, like does them asking certain questions get overbearing? Like, you know, it's like like you mentioned, like even like them asking you about a practice that you don't do. Yeah. So like, how do you?
It can be overbearing. I can't say that that's been my experience, but you know, other people in my same situation, you know, they come from immigrant parents and they definitely are overbearing. But I wouldn't say overbearing, but sometimes in a way it's like, honestly, I don't personally feel that way. I honestly feel like I said before, like I take that personal. Like if you mess with them, like I'm gonna see what I can do about it.
Okay.
So I wouldn't say that it's overbearing. I could say that, you know, you do take on that stress for sure, but you know, things happen. That's what I'm here doing, what I do. So I'm glad to take that on to answer your question. Yeah.
All right. So I kind of want to talk to Kevin about your brand that you've been building. I know it's Canam Kevin. So
Yes, sir.
Can you tell the people then what that is about?
For sure. No, I appreciate you asking, Delux, bro. But yeah, Canam Kevin, and basically what it was when I was applying to law schools, like my top choice was Windsor Law mixed with Detroit Mercy Law. It was like a dual JD, right? So like I would be learning and getting two law degrees, two JDs. Like one was American, one was Canadian, and then that's what the whole Canam of Kevin is. It's like Can for Canada, Am for America, and then Canam Kevin being that it was like kind of like an alliteration, right? So Canam Kevin. So I just made this name, and then I started making this. These little TikToks about like my experience of what it was, like inside jokes about the legal industry, and it just one thing led to another. It started to blow, and I even was in my very first year of law school. Like somebody actually reached out to me from Canadian Lawyer Magazine, was like even wrote an article about my whole brand, and that's basically what that was. And that, like we were talking about off camera, even. Like, yes, I'm a lawyer. Yes, there's like a professional capacity and in good standing I need to be with the Law Society, and I maintain that very well. I try to be very professional. But, at the same time, it's like who I am is who I am. And I didn't want to lose that as like totally, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, so I'm going to pivot into making some type of legal related, but like also relatable type of content. And, and that doubled as like a mentorship type of brand. Like a lot of kids that were like fresh out of high school, just entering uni, they had no idea what to do, where to go, like what's the next step, but they knew they wanted to go to law school. And a lot of like countless people over the past 3, 4, 5 years have hit me up on whether it's YouTube, TikTok, or like Instagram or email, the Canam Kevin email, and they ask me like, oh, like what do we do? Like what's the next steps? And I've even made videos about like this is how I got into law school. Maybe this could help you. So that's kind of what that brand is, and and shout out to Delux too, and what he's trying to do and what Sima's trying to do here too. It's like to some capacity or another, be some type of like guidance figure or mentor figure. That's what I wanted to do because, again, like I didn't have that, right? I kind of had to figure out everything on my own. I was like, if I could make it easier for even just one guy, but let alone one guy, like a lot of people now, like a lot of students, incoming law students, I'm happy to do that. And it's been totally on a pro bono basis. Like I've not made $1 from Canam Kevin at all to this day, and I'll just keep doing that if that's what it is. But brands, if you want to holler at me, that's different. But like,
that's a big thing. You got to put yourself out there, but at the same time, you got to ask for that too. I know that when I was doing my own private work, even at Finding Your Heart and everything, like the biggest lesson I learned was like the worst thing someone could tell you is no. Like go out for it, ask for it, but also make sure that the product, the services that you're offering are meeting up to that threshold. Like the community that you're building, that's priceless, right? You have an amount of people reaching out to you that you could translate and be like, any brand could get viewership off of that, sponsorships, items sold because of that. Like, at the end of the day, like the way that you offer your services is another company paying you for marketing and all these other things. So never underestimate the power of creating your brand and also the audience too.
Facts.
Exactly, bro.
Yeah. So, with that being said, let's switch gears and go to our famous segment, Pandora's Box, the mystery box.
Oh, I've been watching a few episodes.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm excited. I don't know
episodes.
If I'm nervous or I don't know.
And we always have this little disclaimer. We always say that, like, I just say it to put it out there. Like sometimes the topics that we talk about, remind you, we're shaking this up. I'm doing a whole thing to it. But I'll let Kevin open it up and kind of experience it.
Sure. Sounds good. There you go.
Okay.
Oh, this is a good one. I'll read it out loud,
Yeah, read it out loud.
Is it disrespectful to shake someone's hand with your left hand?
I'll ask you that as a soon-to-be lawyer.
Yes, sir.
And you've shaken a lot of hands.
Yeah.
Well, how do you feel about that question?
Yeah, I mean, there's people that are left-handed. Let me put this out there first. There's people that are left-handed. There's people that are ambidextrous. But in like a general, because I've been in the corporate space even before law school, right? So I would say that it is, and I don't mean to be, what's the word? Insensitive or whatever to somebody who is left-handed, but in a general sense, I definitely say so. But let's move away from left hand and right hand. Like I would say that, for example, like one of the interviews that I had, it was at a personal injury firm out in like somewhere in some borough in Toronto. It wasn't downtown, but the name partner walks in and I made sure to stand up because I was sitting down while shaking his hand. That for sure is something that's disrespectful if you sit down. But I don't know. I'm trying not to be rude, but like, let's just say it is. Sure, yeah, maybe it is. Let's just be firm and standardize.
Because you might be holding something with your right hand and be like, yo,
That's
like
different.
a quick dapple.
Maybe that I would say that's respectful even because your hands are full. It's like, yo, I got you. You know.
Yeah, because I'm trying to figure out like, how would you lead with the left hand even? Like unless someone's just come in and you give them like a dapple with
That's
the left.
different too.
I think it's more so like how I look at it is like if somebody put their hands out for a handshake, but you do this, that's
this.
Yeah.
That's super dis.
And I think
Like, yo, or even a man trying to go, you just, I'm not even trying to do that.
or you see, you just walk by like that's this.
That's crazy.
But I think on a cultural level, like certain cultures, I think maybe even in Jamaican culture, if you shake somebody's hand with your left, is
Oh, really? Eh?
yeah. Don't fact check me on that. So I got to do my research. I think that is a thing, but certain people, like I think also body language and how you approach people is a big thing. So I think they kind of take it as you're not showing your utmost respect to that person.
I can understand that. Yeah. And if that's what my opinion's informed by, for sure, it could be disrespectful. Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna run it right back again and let Kevin do the honors.
Sounds good.
Yep. We gotta get some more questions in that box.
Yeah, that's how you know we've been using it.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Oh.
It's a conspiracy. I don't know if we should do this.
Yeah, do it.
Okay, fine. All right, chat or audience. It says, if you could choose any conspiracy theory to know the absolute truth about, which one would it be? Man, y'all answer this one.
I would have to see, like, we always talk about this one, but alien. Actually, no. The one that I'm like super fixated on is like what's at like the bottom of the ocean. Yeah, like I'm mad fixated on it. Like if there's like kaijus or freaking like
There's Atlantis even. Like, I don't know.
Like, I'm so fixated on
I don't know. Like the thing with me with conspiracy theories, like I feel like I have too much responsibilities in my life to like figure it. Like just sit down and be like, yo, you know what? Like maybe the sky is purple. Like or maybe the earth is flat. Like, I don't know.
Yeah. I was gonna say that, but I mean, shit.
Yeah.
I don't think
I don't know. Man.
Like,
You don't think so,
no. I think you're delusional.
Like, I don't know, because the
know.
idea of a conspiracy theorist is like, yo, like they think that everyone's lying.
Yeah.
Me personally, I don't think I care enough, like to be like, even if the world was flat, like, all right, like, so
Yo, the first
what?
of the month is coming up. I gotta pay rent though, right?
Yeah, I got bigger problems out
Bigger
here.
fish to fry.
Yeah. You know those memes that kill me when like people post like what are you gonna do if a meteor hit the earth?
I'm dead,
bro,
Like on Twitter, right?
Yeah.
Bro, don't piss
Nothing
me
I can
off,
do.
bro. Twitter's funny. Twitter kind of died though. It's not what it was.
Twitter's not the same.
Yo,
Because everyone
Elon
got
bought it over,
responsibilities, bro. Everyone's got
That's so
jobs.
true.
Everyone's age is different.
Yeah.
Everyone's just like, bro, nothing's funny anymore.
We
Like,
talked
what's
about
funny?
this off camera, so like we gotta talk about like, just like the transition from being like a youth to like a and it's
Yeah.
be so like be so disconnected from like just media and everything. Because
Yo.
at the end of the day, it's like when the first hits, you gotta pay those bills.
That's what it is, man. That's what I dread it. I'm like, yo, what is it? The 21st today? Oh fuck. What days, man? Fuck, bro. I gotta get the funds together. Like, yeah, I mean that transition for sure. I mean, honestly, I don't think anyone's ever really like truly fully prepared for that, like any transition in life. Like even myself, like I'm just kind of getting used to living that type of lifestyle, because even like in law school, like you kind of extend that uni type of life for a little bit. There's more responsibilities, don't get me wrong, stakes are higher, don't get me wrong, but you kind of extend that for a little bit longer, and then when you're fresh out of law school and you're fresh out of articling, it's like, all right, what's next for you, Kevin? Like, what are you practice area do you want to do? And if you don't have an answer to that, it's crazy, right? So we are now the new unks, like Sima was saying. We are now the new adults, and it's like we are the leaders of society. Even do what you guys are doing right here, right? Like this grassroots program with Stay Hungry. Like it's good to see that we're doing that, but like I don't know, man. I don't think nobody's ever really prepared for that type of transition, but it's inevitable. And
It's just a shocker when you realize you're so disconnected from like everything that like all the newest stuff. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, that's what you mean.
yeah, well, what you were saying, also just like the disconnect from like like the kids, like the early 20-year-olds and what they're doing and stuff. Like, cause we used to be those early 20-year-olds,
man.
right?
Yeah.
Right, but like it's so funny because I was thinking about it. And I'm like, when you're in your early 20s and you're just going through life, and now you're in your late 20s or whatever the case may be, you don't realize how long it was when you were like in college, university, still trying to figure out life. Bro, like time actually goes by so fast.
Hondo. I don't know if Delux could speak to that. I remember uni's like it was back in the day, but like him and I went to uni together, so it's like.
For me, it feels like a long time. Like I feel like because I graduated like 21. I'm like probably like 7-8 years after that, and I'm just like. There's a part of me that's because I went young, right? We went young, like at 17, and you come out 21 ideally, and then you get into those little career markets, and like you build yourself up and up. For me, I kind of look at it and be like, yo, like if I were to go to like a traditional like law school or something like that, I would take advantage of everything I see. That's how hungry I am because I'm already doing my psychotherapy stuff. That might be done in a year or two. I'm seeing clients already. Even now, like my goal was to be a lawyer, and I don't think that is ever gonna change. I think.
There you go,
I think I still want to go, but I think I'm glad that I took the time because I know what I want to do when I get there. Like I'm gonna be straight. Like, all right, this is what my goal is. This is how I'm gonna do it. And I know how to network. I know how to communicate a lot better versus when I first came into uni. My hunger, like you said, is something different. Like I'm staying hungry. Like I'm hungry for that. Like I need that. If you can't do it, I can.
Exactly.
Like,
I suppose you have that attitude, man. I'm glad, and like-minded individuals I'm meeting today, so I'm happy. But it was like a long time ago. Like it's crazy. I know Snapchat's gonna delete all your memories soon.
Yeah.
But sometimes I get it, and I'm like, yo, that was 10 years ago. Like 2016 was 10 years. Is this camera on me? That's stupid, guys. Yo, that was 10 years ago. Bro. Like,
and time flies, man. 10 years. That's what I'm saying. Like time doesn't wait for anyone. So if you're not gonna do it
better
now,
stack your chips properly in life, and things happen. Like mistakes happen along the way, right? But like. Let's divert the question a little bit because I'll answer how Delux answered.
Sorry, before we divert the question, what would you tell the younger version of yourself? So you mentioned 2016 it being 10 minutes, 10 years from now. What would you tell the the version of you 10 years
16,
ago?
17-year-old version, Kevin. Yeah. That's funny. That's exactly what I was going to say. Like how I was going to answer the question. It's like, I would say continue on the path that you're continuing, because I think luckily for me, like I was in an environment where, I was fostered by like my parents were always around, always supported me financially or otherwise. There's like, your goal is this, right? We'll take care of everything for now, and continue doing what I was doing. I was around people. Bro, but at York, it was like kind of messy too. Like you kind of really get easily distracted.
Not even easily.
You got distracted.
You went to the library to study, and you weren't really studying. You just got to there to kick off.
Especially, I'm not gonna name the college we were associated with, but that college.
Yeah,
bro, it was crazy. It was
like shaky. Bro, I got shaky over there.
Yo, but like for like that too, like there was a lot of distraction. I think I did a really good job of kind of pivoting out of there real early. Like you make your connections, you have your fun, and then like 6 months in, let's get serious. And luckily, like I had a lot of mentors that were older than me, I kind of followed their blueprints. Like, what courses were they taking? That's what I need to get to law school. What professor was good? What books do I need to buy? Like sometimes I just get it from them, right? So I would say like continue on the path. I think luckily for me, like 17-year-old Kev, 18-year-old Kev, like he did have a good head on his shoulders. Like looking back, I was honestly very motivated, and I'm proud of myself for that for sure. And stay away from. Yeah, I'll say that, man. You make your mistakes.
Hey, but the guy will say stay away from Nyash.
No. Mistakes in other ways of maybe wrong friends around you. They want to lead you down a path that's not so good for you. And I'm proud to say that I was you experienced those negative things in life, which is inevitable, right? And you kind of carry that on into adulthood. So I wouldn't say too much to 18-year-old Kevin, man. To be honest with you.
Nice. And I would say that from what I knew Kevin in university, like he always had a good head on his shoulder. He already knew what he wanted to do. So I think it was just destined that he was just gonna be what he said he was gonna be and go to law school. Like so, like even him, like even seeing his brand and seeing what he's developed and stuff like that, I'm extremely proud of everything. It's like
love. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
Okay. So let's open up. I have this card. I always gotta shout out my boy Bakari for giving these cards to us. Diary of the CEO conversational cards. So
what do we got here?
I like when you open it. It says time to open up. So what I'm gonna do is shuffle it. I'm not the best shuffler. Next time I gotta get Delux to do it for me.
Oh, I saw this on. You guys had Pharaoh on your episode.
Yeah,
she did this one too, right?
Yeah.
So you just pick
new
a card.
segment.
It's a new
Pick a
segment.
card. Yeah, newest segment.
Yeah.
Pick a card, any card.
Okay, I'm not feeling that one. Hold on.
Yeah.
Fuck, bro. Yo, I shouldn't be cussing. I'm so sorry.
It will just beep it out.
Okay.
Yeah, read the card out.
I was wondering what you believe happiness is and how it can be achieved.
Oh.
This is a deep, heavy-hitting question.
Let's start with the first part. Like,
Do y'all guys want to go ahead first, or
I
should
want to
go
give
ahead?
you the chance, man. What do you
Okay.
think about this?
So let me
First
read
half.
it again.
Yeah.
It says, I was wondering what you believe happiness is and how it can be achieved. Honestly and truly, like, I think the root of all happiness is like kind of just being calm and trying to stay positive in any situation. Because I've seen a lot of people have a lot of things in life and, you know, they're still never happy. You know, people with more than what I even have, and, you know, they're just never happy. And I think the key to hacking your brain, low key, to be happy is to like hardwire your brain and like rewire your brain to kind of train yourself to see the positive situation out of this. Like, yo, this could genuinely be so much worse. Like, you could have like a chronic illness, you know what I'm saying? You could have like extreme financial hardship, right? You got fruit in the fridge, you're all right, right? It might not be what you want to eat, but you'll be all right. That's kind of where it is, right? And how I achieved that is basically what I just said, you know, kind of hacking my brain in a way to be like, yo, like this could be so much worse. Stay positive because that's all you got right now, you know what I mean? So that's my answer, bro.
I'm gonna chime in. I think, like, kind of to what you were saying, being happy and like hacking your brain definitely is a good thing. Cause like I feel like I was thinking about it like a couple years ago, and I'm like, yo, you can definitely be happy in the place that you are, but everything that you're doing has to resonate with you, and you gotta like convince yourself to the hacking part, right?
Yeah.
For me, I would have to say happiness. I'm still trying to figure out what makes me happy truly, what level of comfort. I wouldn't even really say comfort, but what level of like what I'm trying to achieve is gonna make me feel that way. Because at the end of the day, it's like you could be in like a mansion, 6-car garage, Lambos, all that, but that shit doesn't make you happy, right?
No, it
So
doesn't,
it's
bro. It
more
really doesn't, man.
it's more so what you want at the end of the day that may make you happy. The people that you have around you that make you happy, just the things that you can say that you've done before you left the earth that can make you happy. So I don't really have the answer to it. I'm still in the pursuit of happiness and trying to understand what makes me happy, but I think that's in a nutshell the definition of, you know, what could make a person happy. Just understanding those things.
I think even to just jump in real quick on it, that was something I actually brought to therapy one time. And I'm a person I just recently got back into therapy after like a year.
That's
hiatus.
great. That's great, bro.
And-
We all need that sometimes.
And
man.
honestly, that was something I learned just from like studying it. Also, it's like it's okay to bring up stuff that like were bothering you when you were younger. And it was even recently, like even the idea of happiness, but even the idea of love too, is like I know for a fact that when I was younger and stuff, like I had to numb myself because of everything I had to go through and all the emotion that arise from it. But like for me, happiness is like being able to create, being able to, you know, express myself and create programs and help people that never saw themselves in this and like give them opportunities. It's like that's something that like younger Delux never had when he was younger. I had to prove myself, so now I'm at a point where I'm reaping what I'm sowing, kind of thing. So that's what true happiness to me means, is that like I said what I was gonna do, and people are now believing me. I'm winning awards off of that. It's like
Yo, clap it up, man. Yo, congrats, brother.
I'm just glad to
gotta
see
give you your flowers, man.
Appreciate that, man. I'm just
Appreciate
glad that people see what other people saw in me, but I'm glad that I see what I'm capable of. And that's the true fulfillment. It's like I'm genuinely content. I'm happy now.
So, yo, Delux, I have a question for
Go
you.
ahead.
So you mentioned earlier about just being a hustler and never feeling like it's enough. Do you feel like you're at that stage? Like you could be happy in what you're doing, but like also just feel like, yo, like, is there more that I need to do?
I think even just being content with like who you are is important too, because every time you look at yourself and be like, yo, am I ever enough? Am I doing it? I did 10 things today. Oh, I got to do 20 tomorrow. I love that even I have high standards for myself, and I always, whenever I meet someone that says they high, I was like, I appreciate that you have high standards for yourself, but like, when is it truly ever enough? And then I pause and I wait, and I was like, you know what? I know you heard the question, but like, how do you feel about the question? And you might be like, okay, a logical answer, that's what we're programmed to do. But you know, even saying like, you know what, I'm actually exhausted. Like, even like that release of like, you know what, like, I did so much today, and it's just like, what more can I do? And it's like, I think you even just being proud of yourself is enough. Like, even you taking a break doesn't take away from you in the work. It's like, it's the whole internal process of it. Like, as if you're happy with yourself, then you're happy with your work. And if people are just like, hey man, like, you're doing everything possible, you help so much people, and there's gonna be days where you have great days where like everyone loves you, and there's gonna be days where someone's like, oh, you didn't do enough, or like the one time you say no to them is who they really show themselves, right? Yeah. At the end of the day, that's, everyone is going to be themselves, and you have to trust people to be themselves. So never have this projection of, oh, I'm doing good onto others, so they're going to do good onto me. It's like, that's not the truest nature of it. It's like, you could do 100 things for someone. The one time you say no, they're going to be like, yo, you did nothing for me. And there might be some truth. Maybe you didn't do nothing to them, because they're always going to expect a lot out of you. But a real person, a real friend is going to know that just I have bad days and you have bad days doesn't take away from you being a good friend. And I think you got off easy if you knew someone was going to say that to you even. So it's the whole mentality shift.
So well said, Delux,
you know, it's a mentality shift to know that, like, I trust you to be yourself, and if you reveal to me that that's not the person I want to have in my life, thanks, I got off cheap.
There you go.
Facts.
Are you like a mafia movie enthusiast? Have you seen Bronx Tale?
Yeah, absolutely. I was gonna say Bronx Tale.
That's like that one scene, right? He's like, oh, like he's gonna about beat that guy up. He's like, oh, you got to stop for $20, bro.
That's exactly. I was gonna say that.
Simple,
glad you
bro.
I got. See, that's what I'm saying, man. I love that, man. And I think this will be a good segue into like, how's everyone's mental health doing today?
Yeah, most definitely. So this is my favorite segment of the podcast. I'm just gonna go straight into it. We do talk about a lot of bullshit, but we do talk about a lot of real shit. So let's talk about it.
Gonna go ahead.
Actually, no, the guest.
Yeah, let the guest go. How are you doing, Kevin?
I know.
Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you asking real questions. Sima, I appreciate that, and I think it's good that you guys are promoting that on here too.
Yeah.
You know, especially as men, especially like coming from where we come from, it's like, yo, you just got to be tough all the time.
Right.
Sometimes it gets heavy, sometimes it gets rough, and let's be real, sometimes that is the case. It's been up and down for me, but I think God bless. I'm a man of God. I believe in God. Everything's okay for now. You know, things happen in life up and down. It goes up and down, but for me right now, thank God, I'm doing a lot better. I'm in a much better mental space, and not to say that nobody else is suffering with anything. I think that's really important to talk about, and I hope whoever's watching this, if you're going through something, man, stay in there. There's resources out for you. Try to reach out to a friend type of thing. But for me, I'm doing pretty good, brother. Thank you for asking. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Nice. I would say for me, I'm doing really well. I think that there's stuff that I'm working through. Like, I just got back into therapy. That was a big step for me. I'm doing like in-person therapy. I know I used to do online. So now this is another, like, in-person really hits different. I'm with someone that I really trust as a therapist. I appreciate their knowledge, so they're helped me through it. And it also speaks on, like, it doesn't have to be the worst of the worst. Sometimes it's even like a point of reflection for yourself, right? Like, I know I do a lot of work for other people, but this is a time for myself, really. So I say, like, I'm going through a really, I think, I'd say an interesting time, I would say. Both professional and career-wise. So I think that this is just something that I'm excited. I'm excited, to be honest with you.
Okay. Sounds good. In terms of my mental health, I think, and I'm gonna be transparent, I think for me it's just, I'm alright right now, but it's just how I always try to think, how do I deal with the days that I'm not okay? You know what I mean? Like, where my energy is low or my mood's not where it needs to be, but like everything around me is like everything around me is good, but like just me internally is not like where I want to be, just in terms of mood and stuff, right? And like sometimes I think like you said, you know, tricking yourself, rewiring your brain to appreciate things is very important, but also just knowing that like it gets better all the time. Like, sometimes it gets better, you know, maybe it gets better, or it does get better, or right now it's just a moment of shit's just looking kind of bleak, but enjoy the little things, right? Like I think that's the beauty of life, just enjoying the little things around you, like the sun being up, or you finding $1, like just
in this economy, I don't know.
Yo, people don't be losing money like they used to. Like I'm telling you,
I used to find $5 bills, bro. That's nowhere to be seen.
Trust me, bro.
That's funny. I said this on another pod, and funny enough, I found $1 just randomly. I think
you're lucky, brother. You better go spend that on a lotto ticket or something, bro.
Facts.
Maybe flip that luck into something crazy.
And the thing is like, we have a lot of, I want to say we have a lot more reasons to be like gloomy, but like I feel like just kind of being appreciative to like certain things, like I said, finding $1, or just
just waking up, like
waking up, or just eating. Like I might as well call me fat for saying this, but just finding the food that you like and just enjoying.
That's not fat, bro. Like, yo, do you want us to do drugs and alcohol? I like I want to eat a poutine.
Yeah, that's it.
Your favorite poutine from that one spot down the street. Yeah. But damn, I went on a tangent. I completely forgot my train of thought. But yeah, bro, just like how do I deal with the days that I'm not okay? I think that's very important. And then just appreciating life. But I did want to ask you, Kevin, a question.
Yes, sir.
Enough about me, you know what I mean? I don't really like talking about myself, but in law, what's like, how do you deal with like the stress of the pressure of being in law and dealing with all these different personalities and people?
Oh man. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of different multifaceted types of stress that you face when working at a law firm, especially if you're like an articling student or a junior associate, right? So like if we could put this into categories, number one is like the workload, number two is like the stress of like the clients, and number three is like the people you work with, right? So first and foremost, it's like your environment dictates everything. So if you're having like an issue with the people that you're working with, that's like the first thing you need to attack and take care of, number one. And the workload, that's something you should like talk about with your superior, right? Like management, this workload's a lot right now. I'm at capacity, right? A buddy of mine kind of gave me those words. He's like, oh yeah, if you're at capacity, just let management know and see what it is, right? And then in terms of like overall just managing stress, like you said, Sima, like even just having something to look forward to at the end of the day, right? Yeah. It doesn't even have to be a poutine. Like let's say you just go get like a latte for like $5-6, right?
From Starbucks.
Bro, if that makes you feel better, instead of like, I don't know, smoking like a bogey
or
a
like, matcha or something.
Bro, why would you not, right? So like having something to look forward to, and kind of moving with.
Question: are you a quarter zip guy?
Yo, sometimes I am because sometimes I don't like to be like suit and tie all the time. I'm definitely a quarter zip guy, definitely a matcha guy too, but sometimes just a suit and tie and a black coffee, there's nothing like it, bro. There's nothing like it. But sometimes I'm a quarter zip guy.
Nah, I just gotta ask you the quarter zips though. But yeah, sorry, go continue what you're saying.
I mean, just to manage stress overall, like that's something personally that I do. Talk to people that you trust within the office. You know, I'm blessed enough to have a beautiful lady by my side. She's also a lawyer, so she understands more than everything. I say I'm very lucky, very blessed. Shout out to you. And so that definitely helps. And more than anything, knowing yourself, again, hacking your brain and just having something to look forward to, trying to be positive. And if the situation's too much for you, try to get some help and talk to somebody is my main thing. But that's what I could say.
Okay, you mentioned the workload.
Yeah.
Sometimes you talk to your superior, you tell them like the workload is over capacity. How do you deal with burnout when they're not like hearing what you're trying to say?
Oh man, that's, to be honest with you, like this is like a real problem within like the legal industry, is that burnout is a real thing. Like a lot of associates, associate as in lawyer, like they start as a junior, they maybe even articling, and like they don't make it too far in to the career. Like I hear a lot of stories of a lot of turnaround from the industry itself. Like people be a lawyer for like 5, 6, 7 years and then they leave the industry. So that's something that obviously people try to avoid. So dealing with burnout is a real thing. I mean, I have been burnt out for sure. And sometimes you might need a mental health day. And luckily I've had very understanding superiors in the past that it's like if I'm sick or if it's so bad mentally that I get physically sick, because that does happen, like stress-induced type of stuff. They're very understanding. So count your blessings. Maybe you do have a superior that's understanding enough, and kind of you have to communicate that, right? Like you were saying we're the new unks now as a joke, but like seriously, we are the new adults now, and you need to advocate for yourself. Yeah. You need to be able to say, today's a really rough day. Like if my schedule is, I'm not having too many client meetings, or like I'm not doing any court appearances, I'll be working from home today, just to let you know, but I'll be monitoring my emails. You need that time for yourself, right? Because if you don't have your health, bro, you can't serve your clients.
Boundaries.
You can't make money for your boss, right? Yeah. So, and that's what it is too. You gotta have that boundary, and you gotta work and operate within your realm too, right? You don't want to overstep a boundary, right? Who's this articling student, or who's a junior associate telling me what to do, right? But at the same time, understand and keep your boundaries up for sure. Yeah.
Any questions, Delux?
What's one thing that you learn now that time couldn't teach you later on?
I don't know if I understand the question.
So, like, I'm trying to get at something like, was there like a defining moment? And I feel like I asked this question too, but I feel like this whole concept, like the domino effect, really.
Okay.
Like, in order for you to get to where you are, would you change anything?
As hard as this has been, and there's been things that only like people very, very close to me will know about, I'm going to say something crazy, and I'm going to say I wouldn't change a thing, because like I said, I'm a religious person, and it says in the Bible, somewhere in the Bible, that you have to go through certain things because God puts you in those situations because you weren't ready as that person you used to be. You get what I'm trying to say?
Yes.
So I think many times as like very transitionary, fork in the road stages in my life, like where I thought I was ready, and then God's like, nah, bro, just knock this guy down a couple of times. And I think that's what happened over and over until like the signs got louder, and I was like, I gotta get up, I gotta lock in. So I don't think I would change anything, to be honest, because I know if I were to go back and change something, I probably wouldn't be here right now. I probably wouldn't have the titles I have, the licenses I have, the degrees I have, right? And I don't think I would change anything for that reason, because you need to go through some hardship to character development and be who you are. So I don't think so.
Going back to my initial question about the silver spoon and the getting out the mud, I just gotta spit it back.
This guy's a real lawyer. He's gonna cross-examine.
I gotta spit it back. Yo. So your real answer is you're getting it out the mud.
Yeah.
After you see that, I'm like, this guy wants to get it out. This guy, that's your answer.
Yeah.
I feel like if you're hustling, then you just know that like, that's you. Like that's you at the end of the day.
Stop. They keep going.
My God.
Shout out Young Thug. Is Young Thug still in jail?
No, he's free.
Nah, he freed him.
What happened? Because some YSL.
The whole situation.
I didn't follow that.
Honestly, the whole situation.
As a lawyer, you didn't follow it? That's crazy.
Nah, bro.
I feel like
people always ask me that too, but like, I don't really care.
You know what? I feel like the whole like even culture of snitching, or like even the culture of like gangs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's all smoke and mirrors, because everyone's just like, this snitch. But a lot of the people that are saying that are snitches themselves.
They're
a lot of people that
under pressure.
never did that, they will snitch. And at the same time, if someone's offering you 15, 20 years, guaranteed they're snitching. There's only got 1-2 people, but guess what? You wasted 20 years to come out and say, yo, I was a real one.
You know what I don't understand?
I'm a real one.
What I look at it so backwards, the definition for switching, snitching keeps changing. Like people always say, oh, that wasn't snitching, that was snitching. Like
it's pick and choose, right?
Yeah.
Just because my brethren didn't do that, then it's everyone else that does that is a snitch.
Bro,
right? My brethren probably did that, but he's not a snitch because he's my guy. Like,
it's dumb at the end of the day, man. Holy smokes, it's dumb. But I do want to ask you one more question before we wrap up.
Sure.
Let me go into my handy dandy notes. Okay, so what's your take on everyone deserves a defense? I don't know. Have you heard that term before?
I have, and I'm pretty sure you were talking about this on Jordana's podcast. Or am I mistaken? Maybe it was another episode. Jordana, if you're watching this, big fan, by the way. I'd love to be on your podcast, Jordana.
Yo, come on our pod, man.
Jordana, come through. I know you know Delux, man. But shout out to you, Jordana. But anyways, the question was your thoughts on everybody deserves a defense. Yeah. I mean, 100% I believe that as a lawyer, all right? Because it's hard for people that are not lawyers specifically, not even people in the industry. Like paralegals might not even agree, clerks might not even agree, but especially somebody that dibbled and dabbled into criminal defense. It's like there's a charter there for a reason. There's a constitution there for a reason. There's rules there for a reason. Everybody, unfortunately or fortunately, I'm not trying to say anything like that, has a right to a defense, right? That is what it is. And only lawyers would understand that. And a lot of people in my family just don't understand that. Oh, how could you say, bro, you haven't been through what I've been through. You haven't seen what I've seen. You don't know what I know. And from a professional standing, I would agree with that, right? Because no matter how heinous the crime is, and you see it all the time, like there are trials happening. Even that cocaine lawyer or somebody, right?
Yeah,
like he had a trial, like even though he's tied up with Ryan Reddy.
Cocaine lawyer?
I forgot his name.
I forgot. It was a lawyer in Toronto or something.
Toronto-based lawyer.
That basically said like, oh, if you kill a federal witness, then
oh boy, yo.
Like, yeah, you know.
Hey man, no comment, but but yeah, I mean, like everybody does have a right to that defense, whether he's a lawyer, whether he's like a alleged criminal, or anybody. So I would say I would agree with that, strictly for what I do for a living and that capacity, and that informs my answer to that. So that's what I'll say.
Okay, so that concludes our episode. We appreciate having you come through.
Appreciate y'all both.
Do you have anything that's coming up in the near future that you want our guests and viewers to look up for?
Yeah, I mean, in the near future, not that I could think of, but you know, if something does come up, I'm glad to come back on the pod and make another appearance. I think we had a great time today chatting it up and getting to know each other and, you know, building off of each other's talents. But definitely, you know, I will plug myself again, you know. Like I said in the beginning of the podcast, I'll end it the same way. You know, I come from like a very similar community from these guys. You know, there's nothing special about me, to be honest. Matter of fact, I had it really hard at every single stage. Like there was obstacle after obstacle, but I'm a hustler. I just stop, right? So simple, like. And if any kid is out there, not even a kid, young adults, whatever, that kind of has no idea where to start with their law school journey or lawyer journey or whatever it is that you want to do, link her in the bio.
So where can the people find you on IG? YouTube,
oh yeah,
like,
for sure. Yeah.
TikTok,
Instagram, TikTok is just canam.kevin. You could find me on there. You could hit me up on email, DM. I'm always trying to do something to help people out. So that's kind of my main thing, the main message that I want to leave off with. I wish I had any questions. I don't have any questions, boys. So
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for coming out here. Maybe you get better, man.
Having you come through, man. That has been our episode. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We got hoodies coming through. I know we've been seeing that. DM one of us in our actually not even one of us, just DM us in our chat. We'll get that sorted, our IG. And yeah, that has been our episode. Maybe it gets better podcast. Peace.
Peace.